What's up, guys? My name is Justin. Welcome back to the channel. Today we are back on iRacing for Porsche Cup Fixed at Oran Park. I am terrified for this, but it's a track, or not a track that we haven't won. It's a car we haven't won it, excuse me. So we're going to see if we're able to put together a good race, learn something. I need to, at least at some point, I need to try to win one of these this week so I don't ever have to drive this weird car again if I don't want to. But we'll have to wait and see. Pretty tricky track. There's going to be a lot of spins and incidents and runoffs and stuff like that. So we're just gonna have to see how it goes. Um, you know, we'll see how it is. But regardless, we'll go in. We'll get about 5 minutes practice or so, it looks like, and figure it out. Let's see what we got going on. Loading in. Again, we'll get 3 or 4 laps of practice, which is good. I need it. And we'll see what we can do. All right, I did run 3 cider laps last night in this. We needed to get to 51 to try to split twice, but I think it's gonna put us in the bottom of top split, fortunately or unfortunately. But we'll go out. We're gonna have 2 fields of, it looks like, about 20 at this rate. We still got 5 minutes though, so roll out, see what we can do. I ran like a high 6 as a mock Q lap last night, so I think our pace is okay. But again, half of this car is just not dying, so it's what, 23 laps around here. I just got out of the HPD race that you've seen, so that's gonna be the telltales if I can adapt my brain quickly to do this. Because cold tires in this are a totally different beast, and this car is a totally different beast, and here it's going to be as bad as anywhere. So as much as I'd love to check it off here, I just want to get through a race, hopefully learn some. If we end up in top split, so be it. But we were so close a couple weeks ago with the Nürburgring with that battle with Zach to getting this place checked off the list, or this car, excuse me, and just couldn't quite manage it. He deserved to win. He was faster, but when you're that close, it stings to not get it done. So see what we can do here. Top guys are probably in the 5s, I'd assume, maybe the 4s even if they're really good. But we will not be that. We will probably be in the high 6s for our very best speed if we can even manage to do it. Felt pretty good about mid to low 7. Can get there pretty easily after about 2 laps of tire heat, so see what we can do. Decent entry to turn 1 there. Still cold tires here on this first flying lap. Not just heavy brake zone, but heavy tricky acceleration zones as well. And there isn't really a place to pass here. You saw in the HPD race I botched Q pretty badly. You cannot afford to do that here because there is nowhere to make efficient passes, so you're going to lose all the time if you have to pass a lot of cars. You're never going to be able to get all the way to the front unless they make mistakes or spin off. So easy to do here. There are a lot of tricky corners here, and it's a very tight track for a car like this, but nonetheless, we don't want to have to pass any if we can avoid it. Let's just start at the front, put a good race together would be the ideal goal. Heavy brake zones, easy to lock up, slide, spin. Anything that can happen will happen here, so. Not a great exit, first flying lap. Probably low 8, so not awful. A little better off turn 1 that time. Slow cars everywhere again. Tricky here. It's going to be so congested in traffic. So it's going to be the hard part. This is the tire temp we're going to have for our flying Q laps, so we'll try to learn as much as we can here. A little bit of a slide there. A little bit of a lift through the aluminum section. That guy's going to go way off. Good on power in the last corner. Picked up just about a second, so low 7. decent lap again. I think we can definitely run the 6. If we can do it in Q, I'm not sure, but we'll see. Looks like a low 6 is like a 2 or a 3. That's what's fast in this practice, which is means absolutely nothing. Again, there are going to be cars all over the place that we're going to have to be dodging here. So thought that guy was going to keep going, but he let me go. So almost ran over him. Sorry, Julian. So yeah, keeping the tires on, no mistakes is going to be the key around here, like it always is in this car. But if we end up in the top split, obviously, we're going to be struggling, which we may at 2K. I can't imagine there are going to be 21 guys above 2K necessarily running this, but I guess there could be. But at least we got to take that as a learning opportunity and see if we can pick up some tips and some time based on what those guys are doing. Got that wrong. No mistakes is the key, though, as always. If we end up in second split, we could put together a winning drive if we get it right. Again, easier said than done. We'll run one more lap here. 8-3 with some traffic. Still a sloppy lap, though. Overdrove turn 1, dropped the wheel. I wasn't really paying attention there. I gotta go back and watch what I did because I can't do that, obviously. Let's see what I did there. So 6-1's pretty fast by Jimmy, but we know he's good. All right, brake marker at the end of the wall. Needed more brake, just a little bit more brake, and just dropped the wheel, but that's all it takes, and you're dead. So 43 cars, looks like it's going to be 2 splits, 22 in top split, and then 21 in second split. All right, should be loading and launching shortly. All right, we are ready, as ready as we're going to be. I have no idea if we're going to be good. Again, if we end up at top split, hopefully we'll learn. All right. Pray we don't see pro drivers. I think we will. I think 2K is going to put us in top split. All right. What do we got? Oh, yeah. Oh, we're like at the top-ish top of top split, so we're the 8 car. I thought that we'd have a lot more people that are lower doing this, but I guess not. So I guess we're going to be the 8 car at 2K, which tells me there are all sorts of people all over the place here doing this, but regardless, we're going to have to go make the best of it. I don't think we're beating those top couple guys unless there's a monumental crash, but obviously we got to try it and do our best, so see what we can do. Survival's the key, no mistakes as usual. See how it goes, but I expect them to be very fast. Oh, we already got people almost dying here on the outlap, that's always good. Not familiar with Sergey, but we know that Jimmy the 2 car is very, very talented, very, very sporty, so that'll be part of it. Tire temp will be key on the Q lap, and then obviously we'll have to make a good start. Try to maintain wherever it is that we're running, and there will be mistakes, there will be spins, there will be traffic that we'll have to deal with and dodge, so we'll try to stay ahead of the mayhem, stay ahead of the game, stay ahead of the curve, and go with that. No mistakes is going to probably net us an okay finish, but I don't think it's going to get us a win here today. We'll just have to wait and see. Obviously everybody else has to drive the same track we do, so I think we can run 6 in Q, I really do, but you have to be a perfect lap, no mistakes, and obviously do all our tire prep correctly, so we've already lost half a second here too. Oh, spinner ahead, avoid that. Lost half a second there to Sergey on the outlap, so that's what I'm talking about, just that easy, lock a wheel, go spinning off. There are a couple of places where you can hit the fence here, which is not good. all over. I did not get stopped for one. Luckily we saved it. Didn't go flying off track somehow. I'm not sure what we did there. A little bit of a front lock up again. Mistakes are going to be the name of the game. This place is as tricky as it gets just because it's so tight and compressed. Everything happens so fast. Uphill, downhill, curbs. You got everything here, so it's going to be the full challenge here today. I don't know why dudes are stopped like in the middle of the racetrack, but all right, we're going to give this our best shot. I am absolutely terrified, but too late to do anything about it now, so see what we can do. 23 laps is the race. Hopefully, if we don't run well, we can at least learn. Q set in, like always here. Second lap going to be the hot lap once you get tire heat, if you can put a really good lap together. So probably use the first one as a tire heater. Get some heat in these puppies. And go from there. Don't know if this car runs in the real life world, you know, outside the US on Michelin's or Pirelli's or what it is, but gotta get some heat in them for sure here on this out lap plus first flying lap. We're gonna just give up the first lap because it's not gonna be the fast lap. And if we gotta start in the back like we did in the HPD, so be it. I'd rather have a chance to get towards the front. Try to make something out of this because it's win or nothing for me in this car. It's a good week because it's a tricky track, but it's a track I've run a lot lately, just trying to get better here. So. Here we go, first flyer. We'll use it as a warmer. And we'll go for lap 2. See what this lap is as a marker for the second lap. Of course, that gauge on the dash is measuring pressure, not temperature, not exactly a direct correlation, but you're still going to gain tire temp even when you don't necessarily gain much, if any, tire temp, or pressure, excuse me. A little bit of a mistake there, just a slide, but still okay. Just one more corner, do a little bit of tire heating, then we're going to be on the lap 2. All right, here we go. Hope for the best. Shut up. Let me run 70 seconds and hope and pray. That was an okay lap. We'll see what it ends up being. 6.8. Put just P6, so we're not even close. 7. So 6.4. We're actually not that far off. I figured we'd be off more than that, but it's super close. Saw Jimmy at a 7. So 6.7 to 6.8 is extremely tight. Look at all these 6s, 7s, 8. So we're, you know, a tenth and a half off of being 4th, which at least gives a shot. But again, there could be a lot of death here. But we already saw a 20 car go off. So again, we'll just we'll take our 8th place, it looks like, and try to learn, try to see what we can do. Sergey may or may not run another lap. I'm not sure if that was the first lap or not. But we're up in there, so there's that. Relatively happy with that lap as a whole. Obviously, it's not the exact result, and I think there's a little more time out there, but happy with the lap we put together, I should say. So Mark pips us there just barely, so back to ninth again. Even if we found 1/10, that would take us from ninth to sixth, so we're not too far off. If we run enough of these, I think we can probably at least put ourselves in a shot of one at some point, but again, that's much easier said than done. We'll have to play it by ear. It is SOF night, is the first night of the week, so we'll see what kind of action this gets later in the week, and hopefully we'll be prepared to go for that. But for now, this is what we got. Again, hopefully it's a nice, clean, fun race. Hopefully we can survive and be okay, and that'll be the start of what we want. So still waiting. Obviously, with quick Q laps here, it's gonna be tough to wait around for this long. So, waiting on a couple people to either finish laps or run laps or whatever. Unfortunately, we're not going to get the cool thing where it lets us go straight to the race. So it looks like the 5 and the 16 may have botched both Q laps. Instead of hitting the blue button, we're going to sit here. So I assume we're going to start ninth. Nobody is on track. They both ran one lap and chose not to cancel out their second lap. So that's pretty frustrating that we're just sitting here for that. But rolling off ninth out of 22, it appears. So top half, we are car number 8. Again, the iRating is a little bit irrelevant because we're going to be just trying to win or go home, essentially. Not in a position from P9, but again, if a couple people have issues, spin out. Who knows if we end up towards the front? Obviously, we saw at the Nürburgring, we didn't mean to wreck Zach, and thankfully he still survived and won. But we'll send it. I'm not opposed to sending it a little bit to try to make a hole and get this car checked off the list. So hopefully we can do it this week if it's not this race. I'm not sure if I'll record more of these, but I'm planning on running a handful if needed. Trying to run a lot of B Open and C Open this week as well, check off Vegas. So there will be a Cadillac video at some point that you'll see in the future. Late model stock at Sobo, gonna try to check off the late model stock. So lots of stuff going on to finish up the season here. It's been a great season. Like I said, you at this point have already probably seen the video about the world record I achieved on iRacing this season and kind of the season recap, how all the points chases went, that type of stuff. So if you haven't, go check that out. Really entertaining, really interesting stuff as I dive more into the stats about how this season went and what it was composed of. And this will be kind of a week 13 or week 1 of season 2 video that you'll see this. So hope everybody has a great season 2 and had a great season 1. But I appreciate you stopping by to give this video a view. Make sure you drop that like and a sub down below if you have not already. We are ready to go. A couple more seconds to bleed off here. Had to sit for an extra 3 minutes, but no matter. 23 laps around here are going to be roughly half an hour. So we will get ready to rock and roll. Still going to go with the Dave Cam style of starting this car because I have no idea what I'm doing. We're just going to stay on the grid and then floor it and hope for the best. Usually works out okay. The guys that have big double clutch sim rigs are in a better spot, but we do not have a double clutch sim rig, unfortunately, so does us no good. 26 laps of fuel, it looks like, so 2,000 SOF, so we are, pretty much right smack dab in the middle. A little bit top heavy, but not crazy top heavy. We are ready to make something happen if it presents itself. Turn 1, 2 is going to be very sketchy. The whole first lap or 2 are going to be very sketchy around here on these tires, but we got to get through them. And then we'll have 21 laps to actually race. So we'll see who makes how many mistakes the first couple laps here, first couple corners. Let's see how we can shake out of this one. Still waiting on 3rd and 5th to grid, 13th to grid, 19th to grid, 21st to grid, 22nd to grid. So quite a few cars out there yet. Alright, come on, we can do this. Again, I don't think we're winning this race from this far back, and with the pace we have, we're just a little bit off. We're a couple tenths off. If we were 2 to 3 tenths better in that Q lap, maybe we'd have a shot if we can just put a nice race together, but it's not going to be today, I don't think.
Good luck, everyone.
So we'll try to learn, try to pick up little tips and cues and figure out how to pass on the cars around us if needed, and see what we can make of this as far as a productive race. Try to focus on no mistakes, facing forwards. People are going to spin, people are going to slide, make mistakes, so we got to avoid that. And that is going to be the first order of business. Ready to go, everything's all set. We are ready to rock and roll. Again, we're going to do the Dave Cam start, just floor it. We are ready. Thank you all for coming. Let's wreck some cars. Right ahead of us, decent start. Try to roll around the outside here at turn 1. We do, so I think we've got 2 spots already. So, decent start there. I think we're up at about 6th or 7th. A little bit of a dive behind us from Micah. Oh, there's one dropped wheel. Good save there by Jean-Luc. They're going to be side by side ahead of us, cost some time. Someone's gone off ahead. Anthony. Again, this is all just letting those front couple cars get away while we're all here sliding, so.
Yeah.
Understandable. Two spins in 1 lap for that guy, but survived. I think we're up in about 6th here, 5th, so long way to go. Andrew's up behind us, Sergey as well. Just starting to get a little bit of tire temp now. Again, still time for mistakes and slides and everything else, but you can still see the leaders, so that's good. Must have had a couple people not qualify or something there that promoted us a couple of freebies off the start. I think that it was Mr. 2 car that I was looking at. I forgot his name at the time. I think that's who has gotten away. Jimmy. He's gotten away with the lead here. Slide ahead, not quite a spin. So that promotes us up to 4th as they gathered up behind. Hopefully we can run away here now from the cars behind. 5 seconds already up to Jimmy, so he's rolling good. We are alive. Have a little bit of tire heat at least. Jimmy has some great pace. He's pulling the way up ahead. By quite a bit per lap here, it looks like so far. Not quite able to maintain with Sam and Anthony ahead. A little gap behind this lap. Couple tenths. Couple tenths is good. Hopefully they can, if they're going to battle, it's behind us. Still P4. Great lap by Jimmy out front there. So tricky to get in 1 and 2 here. So easy to get it wrong, slide the tires, be dead. So just don't quite have the pace to be fast at the very front, but we're not too far off, which is a good sign. again, we get in the right split, who knows? So. Learning's good. See how the tires fall off, how they feel. Again, some of the cars around us here will be a little bit faster, as expected, but make them beat us. I think I'm a little bit deep in the last corner there, repeatedly. A couple cars behind have made time, Jean-Luc and Andrew. Think about going too wide here in the first couple of corners. And do, looks like they all survived though. Gotta be so slow and patient here. Anthony passes Sam. Just has so much more grip through those couple corners. Don't fight him too much here. So back to fifth, let him go ahead. He's already had one big slide, so who knows? But again, survival is the key. Learning where we can find more time. Don't have quite the trust in the rear tires there. We're a little bit off pace. A little bit better into one there. Two. A little bit of a train collecting up behind us here. The people that have survived and got some tire heat, so looks like about top 10 are in this little group behind us. I guess we're kind of leading. The mistake ahead. I think there will be more of those. Six dead at the front for Jimmy. There for Sam up ahead, it appears. Third place. Lost some time for Anthony. Another big slide for Jean-Luc. He's going to wreck at some point, so still got a third of the race, or 2/3 of the race to go, excuse me. He's going to make a mistake that kills him at some point. It's just, we got not being involved in it. 5.9 for Jimmy at the front there. He's driven away even from Anthony. He was driven away from third. Again, starting to train up a little bit behind us, but that's not really my problem. Getting pretty good in turn one now, found our marks. So processional around here, so patient. There's just not a lot of place to go most of the lap unless you're just going to dive like the 6 did on us, and again, granted, he's faster. But in that last corner isn't really a normal passing zone, but we gave him some room and made it work. There's no good passing zone around here in a car of this pace. I don't know. Again, I say it every time. I don't know how they ever ran V8 supercars here in real life. Obviously, they're professionals for a reason. We probably should not be doing that. Just don't quite trust the rear end rotation in that last corner. It's probably costing me a 10th or 2. Better lap there, 6.8. Lock up behind. We're definitely making them ground into 1 though now. They're there pretty well. Stacking up pretty good behind us actually there. A lot of cars in the tight window, but again, there's just really nowhere to go. You're just stuck. Unless the guy in front of you makes a mistake or you get a great run and they get a poor run or something off of one of these specific corners. There's nowhere to go, so qualifying is going to be so important. We're all so close at a short track like this, like I saw, just a couple tenths between all of us, so makes it exceptionally difficult. There we go. I was just going to say I don't trust the back end because of that right there. Cost us a couple tenths. Looks like there was some kind of spin behind somewhere. It's actually our best lap with that. So. Just that little bit of rear end stability slide is what's catching me out. Another big lockup there from Andrew. Lows through T1, keeps it on the road. Lost all the time he gained on me in the last corner. It's just so difficult around here. You gotta be so precise, obviously no mistakes. But it's so tricky, so tricky. The car's so on edge. It's very, very much a driver's car. Very rewarding to get right, very scary and frustrating to get wrong. The curve on the wheel there, which I like to be on the curve, excuse me, which I've done before in other cars. Haven't done testing for this car. Seems like we're just down about a second on true race pace once everybody gets some warm tires and stuff. Can run comfortably, probably, you know, high 6s if I nail some laps. No lockup this lap for Andrew behind. Lockups the previous 2. Conclusion of this lap will be past halfway. Flick by so fast, but they seem so slow because you're having to focus so hard and so many things are going on. So precise. There's never any relaxation time, so it feels like a long 30 minutes, even though it's pretty quick laps, and there aren't that many of them. So. Again, I don't think I'll record any more of these this week, but I'll probably run some more if there are good times that work for me and my schedule. Just try to check this off if we can. I think there's still work I need to do to find some time, but I mean, we're not too far off. We're definitely at least alive, and we know where the limits are because we've crossed them a couple times, but this will be a better lap. 6.5 maybe. 6.5, so good lap. Not the lap we need to go win the race or any race for that matter, but at least still alive and making decent time. You know, we're not so far off pace that we're in the way. So I think Andrew's faster. It's just, again, where do you pass? Can you not make any mistakes? So Probably about the max of what I got there, a 6.5. Seems like that was a pretty perfect lap right at that crossover between tires worn and fuel burning. So we're going to be faster at the very end here with fuel burn if we have tires left. So seems like we're catching Sam a little bit, whether he's made some mistakes or it's just falling off. Jean-Luc has definitely caught him. And we're only about 4.5 seconds behind. I think at one point we were about 6. So. There's more time to find this last corner. I know where it is and I know how to theoretically get it. I'm just scared too, because if you get it wrong, you're dead. I've seen that in practice and a couple times in the race. So 10 to go. As perfect as you can get in the G1 right there. Up about 10 from our PB. Again, the 4 car's backing up here to us. So not sure if that's a tire wear thing or damage from a wall touch or what, but Jean-Luc is definitely going to catch Sam here. Been a pretty good lap for us. We pulled a little bit of a gap behind.
Hey Jimmy, can you slow down a little bit, buddy?
Jimmy's flying. Another best lap there. 6.5 flat.
I did it for you. Oh my dude.
Jimmy did slow up for Anthony, trying to
Sorry if I was a little bit of a distraction.
make it a battle. Just need to find that little more pace on my end. Could be up in the ballpark, but we're not far off. I'm proud of this race because I wasn't sure how we'd be coming into here. This is a car I struggle with, as most iRacers struggle with. It's a very difficult car to get speed out of without blowing it, as we've seen from me in the past and cars around us, but making the best of it.
Sorry about that.
Gap is down to 1.5 seconds now after that. 8 to go. Battle behind between Sergey and the 3 car. Still have Austin, or excuse me, Andrew back there. About a second and a half, a little bit less back, still keeping us honest. Enough of a gap to not be checking the mirrors every corner, which is good, but checking it down the front stretch to see if we gotta be worried about him. Has some good pace, probably roughly even with us, maybe a little bit faster, but made a couple of mistakes on lockups in the turn 1 and obviously is stuck behind. So when he's had those runs, hasn't had anywhere to go, and now we've opened up a little bit of gap. 2 in front of us are going to start battling here at some point. That'll be interesting. A little bit wide there, but kept down the road. Car's blinking up ahead. That's terrifying, seeing a flying Porsche. No, not flying lizard kids, those of you that watched Grand Am and ALMS and stuff back in the day. Yeah, we're definitely losing. Let's call it 2/10 in the last corner. I can't find it without risking throwing it all away, so I'm gonna have to practice more. But that's not the other 2/10 that we need to be at the front, so there's time elsewhere. We just gotta get back on the grind a little bit here one of these nights and try to find a little bit more pace, because it's more out there. I think I can find it. Maybe not every lap, but it doesn't have to be every lap, so see what we can do. We gotta finish this one off. Hopefully we can finish this right here, get a top 5 out of this, no mistakes.
You need to push, Sergey.
Andrew's had a good lap here. Raphael's upset with Sergey now that they've lost track of Andrew behind us. Back to about 3 seconds back. Still think there's a chance that Jean-Luc loops it here at some point, trying to push and pass Sam. Not sure how that'll play out. We'll have to keep our eyes peeled, obviously. There he goes, big dive in the last corner like he did on us. He's able to get stopped. good lap behind us again for Andrew, made up about 3/10. Decent lap by me too, that was a 5 as well. So good lap behind, he's found some pace lately. Still side by side ahead, looks like Sam is gonna relinquish that. Another little bit of a lockup deck there from Andrew. I think I locked up ever so slightly myself. Sergey still holding off Rafael behind. See if Sam is able to come back at him. Drops off Jean-Luc there. What happens? We'll try to be on the attack to make up some time if we can. And Andrew with us. Oh, 6-1 there from Jimmy ahead. .6 from me, so our pace isn't bad. It's just not quite good enough to win. Just what you need. A little bit of a lockup and a slide in the 1, but Andrew got it all wrong behind us. Went all the way off. He's going to rejoin right in front of that group. Behind Sergey is taking that position now. They're going to rejoin all in one cluster, probably side by side. So takes the pressure off us from behind. We still got to go try to chase down Sam here as he's struggling ahead. But we suddenly have 3 seconds in the bank behind us to try to survive here. Get top 5 out of this, which would be awesome.
Please let me pass if possible. Thank you, sir.
Still in touch with Sam. He's, again, faster, won the pole for a reason. Gotta make him earn it. 4 to go. Forgot to check with the gap. Excuse me again. Hiccups every time, I swear. Less than 2 seconds at the front, so it's close. .57 there from Jimmy. That's really flying now on the low fuel. Lost a couple tenths ahead and behind there, but again, 3 to go. We're not going to be caught unless we make mistakes, which could still happen. But we're also not catching the cars ahead unless they make mistakes. It's not going to be all 4 of them, obviously. So happy with the performance. I'm happy with the top 5 on pace. Again, we probably didn't have the most outright speed, but we've had good consistency. We put the laps together. No mistakes thus far, knock on wood. 2.5 laps to go, but I've learned a couple things I can do differently, do better, where we can find hopefully a little bit more time. I'll have to go back and hit the drawing board, practice, apply all this stuff later in the week, but good race. I hope it was enjoyable to all of you, even though we haven't really made a whole lot of moves. We've had some interesting battles, some close calls, so it's part of racing sometimes. And obviously a very tricky car to drive here. Two to go. A little bit deep, see if I can always get the thing rotated, see if it would be a miss. 2 to go. 2.8 seconds back, no pressure. Fastest lap for me though is 6.2. That's really good, I'm happy with that. There must have been a little bit of time there that we found in the final corner. Plus obviously the fuel burn, so. Still though, 3 or 4 tenths off of what Jimmy's doing at the very front. Someone back in P11 ran a 5.7, so half second off that. So there you go. That's the time. That's difference there. So Who knows? Like I said, weaker split maybe. Right time maybe. Right mistakes going our way maybe. So I think it's doable. Not going to encounter any traffic here, unless there are other mistakes around us. Still about 2.8 seconds back, no gains this lap.
Nice pace, Jimmy. Friggin' pretty fast, my boy.
One to go, credit one bank, all the usual. Still a close battle between Sergey and Rafael behind us. 6-3, so we backed up there, pretty good lap. Great pace from Jean-Luc. He made a couple mistakes there, but ended up driving away about 5 seconds, even though we were pretty consistent, so he has good pace when he puts it together. Obviously, the front two are very fast. We know Jimmy's fast. And he was very fast. He drove through a lot of the packets like I did, so. Couple more corners, about 3 more brake zones not to make a mistake on. Slide through there, get the nose pointed, spinner for a lap car, Gordon. See where he stopped up ahead. Hopefully we won't plow through him. He's off at the fence, so we're okay. I think he'll just stay there probably. One more brake zone, get that wrong one more time, why not? 5-5 from Jimmy there, that's crazy. Great race everyone, that was a blast. We'll take that all day. Top 5 in this car.
Good race, Jimmy. We can almost had you on that bluff.
Thank you. Nice race.
Jimmy's a superstar. We knew that though, so.
Everybody just decided to crash in front of me that race. Holy shit.
And 0x, we needed that.
Hey,
We
good
haven't
race,
had
Brad.
one of those in quite a while.
You too, man.
A lot of fun there. Very happy with that as a result. Happy with the performance, happy with what we learned. I think I probably needed to find that little bit of pace and cue to at least guess up a little bit more and have a shot, but it's part of the deal. Again, we'll learn, try to improve. I think we can find it too is the dumb part. It's out there and I know where it is. We just gotta at least find it in cue to put ourselves in front of the mess if we can. So let's go back and watch the start, see what happened with a couple of those cars that were around. So yeah, 3rd place looks like didn't grid. Jimmy didn't get off the line Jimmy got off the line great. Sam from pole didn't get off the line all that well. Fell 3rd just about immediately. Who started 4? Oh, that was Anthony. So yeah, we'll continue on 3 wide. So we started, I guess, technically 8th. Get around the outside of Andrew here in turn 1. 20 car up ahead that we knew would make mistakes. The 1 car, Sergey, with a big dive behind. That's how he got a spot. Get the nice run off the top of turn 1. Get clear up here. Make sure we defend right, because again, the cold tires are just going to float off in there. Sergey attacked on Andrew. And that kind of was it. That allowed us to get away. We were, 6th place at that point. Got a freebie from the 20 spinning off. Got a freebie somewhere else. And Jean-Luc passed us back at some point. Or maybe he was one of the cars ahead of us initially. But regardless, that's how we did it. I think that we may have been the only 0x. Taylor was 0x, but I think he dropped out early. He did, so he didn't even start and ran 1/2 a lap. But only 0x finisher, just a 1x for Jimmy, 1x for Sam up towards the front, 1x for Anthony right at the front. So all the front runners had good clean races. Jean-Luc had 5, probably from a lot of 1x's and 2x slides perhaps. But P5, we will take that all day, every day. Definitely can't complain about a result like that when all is said and done. Look at the result here. That was top split, obviously. 57 iRating up, 0.16 SR. We needed that. So 2146 is the new number. Sergey was the 1 car. 30, just shy of 3,800. So no big names in this year. No pros, nothing like that. But obviously on SOF night, some of those guys might stay away. It is USA evening, obviously. So a lot of the Europeans are not out. So we'll see what the rest of the week looks like. We'll try to get back in as many of these as is necessary to have one break our way, but we still have other fish to fry in our series as well, so we'll see what we can do in those as well. But that's going to be it. Make sure you drop a like and a sub down below. Don't want to miss any action from iRacing, New Speed Hot Pursuit 2, NASCAR Dirt Daytona, Camaro content, anything else I may post. I appreciate all love and support as always. And we'll keep trying to click off good videos here as we go on. So that's going to be it. Till next time. Bye.